Hey, welcome, Subhashini. So lovely connecting with you, again. And today it's your graduation call. We worked together for almost 10 months, right, Subhashini?
Yeah, true,
And
true.
it's been a couple of months since you've been off the program, and we just got the opportunity to connect again to do this graduation call. So
Yeah.
congratulations to you. I'm super happy about
Thank
how
you
well.
so much. Yeah. I am so happy to meet you again on this video call, and I'm so happy that I enrolled for your program.
Absolutely. It's been such
Yeah.
a wonderful journey, and I thank you for trusting me to be a part of your journey and help you learn the skills necessary for a sustainable lifestyle. And I remember our first conversation almost a year back is when you connected,
Yeah.
asking to be a part of this program, and you were sharing your struggles and challenges. It's so fresh in my memory. I cannot believe 10 months have passed,
Yeah.
right? I mean, it feels surreal, but look at how much you've been able to stay committed, stay consistent, come with an open mindset to kind of unlearn some things that you've learned that you had already taken in as habits and actually build new habits also, Subhashini. So I'm super excited to actually have a conversation for the benefit of the audience. I mean, we both know how
Yeah.
about your transformation, but for the benefit of the audience and to be able to inspire and motivate other ladies who are in similar situation to take on their journey and feel confident that change is possible. All we need is small habits and an open mindset, right?
Yeah. Very true.
So
Yeah.
let's have this conversation, Subhashini. So
Yeah, sure.
how does it make you feel? Or let me go back to the first day that we connected, right? What were all the challenges that were going on in your life?
The first thing was I was not confident if what I was eating was right or wrong because I wanted to lose weight. Mainly due to a few health reasons, I wanted to lose weight. But at the same time, I was not confident if what I was doing was right. And also, I had tried several other diet programs where I tried to lose weight. Of course, I was successful sometimes, but it really bounced back again. And but that was also more like a punishment to be rather than something something which is sustainable lifelong. It was not sustainable lifelong. It was like, don't eat this, don't eat that, do so much of exercise every day. It was like, giving a lot of instructions, but I wanted something which I can incorporate in my everyday life so that something I can do it forever. So that's what I was looking for.
Thank you, Subhashini. Before we go further, I'm so sorry I forgot to introduce you to the audience. So, Subhashini is the owner of the S Studio in Alvarpet. She runs a boutique, with all kinds of saris and, different varieties, blouse pieces. So, please
Yeah,
do contact her if you're all interested in kind of scaling up your wardrobe.
yeah.
Subhashini, if you can actually share a little bit about yourself, your family, and your profile issues,
Sure.
Subhashini.
So, like as you told me that I have a sari boutique where I make handcrafted saris and blouses and all that. And my sons are living abroad, so kind of like I had time for myself where I could take on this passion of mine. So I have started this a few years back, not very long ago. It's like about 6 or 7 years before I started this. So I used to work out regularly, and it was all there in me. But somewhere something was not, working for me. So I was not losing weight. So that's why I was looking up to someone who can guide me in my in my goals. So that's what I was looking at.
So thank you so much. So basically, you had tried a few things, right, to lose weight, and it did not feel sustainable.
Yeah.
And you were looking for some guidance into incorporating habits
Mm.
relating to nutrition, and you were already working out. I think we did not have to
Right.
work too much in terms of your workouts, but probably improving upon the consistency a little bit, and the movement is something that we worked on.
Exactly. Yeah.
Apart from that, nutrition was your main forte, and basically, I remember, Subhashini, the first call was you were kind of feeling stuck. You were feeling very confused about what
Correct.
would work, if at all anything would work for you,
Mm.
was the question, right? Seems like
That-
I've tried everything and nothing
Yeah.
seems to work. I've hit a plateau and I don't know what I should be doing, was your question, right?
Exactly. Because see, I do a lot of research in Google and all that about, and I see a lot of information about how to lose weight and all that. So there are so many methods nowadays, like intermittent fasting, paleo, keto, so many other diets. But everything was like, see, I'm kind of in the middle age, so certain things, they backfire for me, and I have other health implications when I try to do that. Because if I do intermittent fasting, no, so I'm not able to sleep well during the night. That happens. And sometimes I develop acidity also. That is one. So these were all challenges which was there for me. So I wanted to do something which was okay for me to do, otherwise healthy for me to do. That was main for me. I don't want to spoil my health by doing some trial and error. So I was very confused which was the best way to do.
Okay. Thank you so much for elaborating on the efforts that you had taken and how they were unsuccessful.
Mm.
I'm very curious, Subhashini, on our first conversation, what really struck you in terms of what I was offering?
Actually, you asked me a lot of questions about what I wanted to do. And you didn't give me instructions in the first phone call. That was what really impressed me. You wanted to find out about what I wanted to do. You wanted to find out what are all the challenges I was facing. And that's how it really impressed me to, of course, I've heard a lot about you. I've seen your social media pages. So I was confident that you are guiding a lot of people in this. But at the same time, you gave me a lot of insights about myself. You wanted me to find out about what I wanted to do. And then only, we started on this program. That was, very, I really like that approach very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Subhashini. So, what struck you was the client-centered approach. It was not like a coach-centered approach where
Ah,
I was giving instructions. It was more
exactly.
like a collaborative teamwork kind of an approach that really struck you, and you wanted to kind of give this a try, right? I have another question. So, I wanted to ask you, how important was it for you to hire a coach, and the accountability, guidance, and the support you got in this coaching journey?
Okay. So as I told you earlier, like I do a lot of research on what is good for my diet, what is healthy, what is not healthy. So many things. Sometimes people say that too much of information is also not good, which was the case for me. So I was having a lot of information in my head, and I was kind of confused which one to follow. That is one. And second thing is, I am always a person, if I seek the help of someone, I will not just take it lightly. I will give my wholehearted, kind of inclined work and time and energy towards fulfilling that. So I was confident that if I go for a coach, I will never just leave it midway or just take it lightly and do that. So I was very particular about that. So that's why I thought somebody, and also one of my friend referred you, and I've been watching your Instagram page for a long time. So that's
Hmm.
when it struck me, okay, she's doing something client centered, and not like, it's not like one scale fits everyone. Because diet and nutrition and exercise, it's not like whatever, it's not like, you give a book and everyone follows it and for everyone it will work. So I was very impressed with that, and that's what made me contact you.
So the accountability with a coach was very important, and the guidance is something that you wanted to look at in terms of uncluttering or decluttering what was, in your mind, to
Yeah,
kind of piece it all together for you, customized for your lifestyle and for your goals is what
yeah,
you needed the expertise for, right, Subhashini?
yeah, true.
Now, how important was support during your journey?
Support was very important because, see, the thing is, am I doing right? Am I doing wrong? That question keeps on popping in your mind. So that is there. And second thing is, if at all there is a big, anything is a problem, we could always get back to you to find out what could be done in the right way. So that accountability was very important for me, to guide me, to handhold and guide me through the process of learning. So that was important for me.
So the accountability part was extremely important because you needed that guidance You needed that support, especially during a journey where you start off and you need that person to kind of understand and see what you're doing to guide you along the way, right? It's not like you're starting off and then you're on your own. You need that support and the accountability and the guidance, right? Let's talk about, give me just a second. So what were your goals initially, and how did that change during the journey, Subhashi?
Initially, my only goal was to lose weight. That was my main goal, because something had creeped into my mind. Like also I had some health issues because I had a knee problem and all that. Where the doctor told me, if you lose a bit of weight, also that will really help you, handle your knee pressure to a great extent. So my mind was focused only on losing weight somehow by any method or whatever way it is. Let me lose weight somehow. That's what was in my mind. But as we started this program, and as the journey went, a lot of things, a lot of perspectives changed my mind. Losing weight is one part. Okay, it's good for your health, and that's definitely, if at all you have that goal, it's good. It's not a bad goal. It's a very good goal to lose weight if you're on the higher side. But at the same time, don't be over obsessed with it. And in the process, don't leave your other goals, and don't go into your mindset where only that is in your mind. All the other things have to be in your mind, and this will, I mean, losing weight will work automatically. That's what you made
Mm.
me.
So the importance of the right kind of mindset, and also focusing on your behaviors rather than the outcome, because when you start doing the behaviors that help you with your goals on a daily basis and try to stay consistent as much as possible, the
Yeah,
outcome is going to figure itself out,
yeah.
right? Thank you so much for sharing that, Subhashini. So initially your goal was all about going after that weight loss, right?
Mm.
How did that change during the journey?
Initially, I wouldn't say initially. Also, for many months, my focus was on weight loss because, like I told you, I've been trying several methods, and it wasn't working out great for me. Either it was working out and I was bouncing back to the same weight, or it didn't work out at all. Okay, so always it was like that. But soon, after I talked to you during every session and all that, you used to give me correct inputs, like how to eat, how not to eat, how to believe in yourself, how to be positive. All those things you taught me. And then slowly, sometimes I ask you, oh, today I have gained this much, and I've not been losing at all. And then you ask me, why? What is the problem? Even if you don't lose weight, how is it going to matter? Then why do you worry about it? See, you used to instill that confidence in me. Okay, you're doing correct practices over a period of time. It is going to help you lose weight. Not that we can see things immediately. In 1 week I lose this much, in next week I lose the same amount. Not, it's not going to work like that. That's what you slowly you gave that confidence in me.
Mm.
Yeah.
So while the focus continued to be on weight loss, you started practicing a lot more patience and also taking your behaviors into account rather than just focusing on the weight loss, right? So we
Yeah.
talked about if the weight is not moving, probably it's taking a little bit more time for your body to respond. Or
Exactly.
also a question of it is feedback about your behaviors. How can we do the behaviors even better, going forward? How can we
Exactly.
improve the
Yeah.
consistency of the behavior so that you are able to get to the outcome that you're seeking,
Correct.
right?
Yeah.
So thank you for sharing that, Subhashini. So in terms of mindset, can you talk about what shifts you have noticed during your journey?
Like I really developed a lot of positivity when it comes to eating food. See, always whenever we go out to eat, or even at home, if we have a festival or some people coming over for for lunch or dinner, we used to, oh, we are going to eat so much today. Whether I should eat or whether I should not eat. How can I tell people that I'm on diet? I'm not going to eat this. Or if we go out also, that kind of so much of alarm will come. I mean, ring in our minds. So you taught us how to, face these kind of situations. That was, that was really, it gave us a lot of confidence to handle these kind of situations. because we live in a social circle. We cannot be without meeting, we cannot be in the same diet every day. We cannot be doing that. We definitely need everything in life, but at the same time, we also need to have a focus on our behaviors and goals and all that. Both are important.
Yeah, so absolutely, festivals are a part of our life. They're not going to go away. Just because you've signed up for a program, we cannot shoo them away, right? They're going to
Right.
continue to happen. And you're somebody who's a very ritualistic person. There was a
Yeah.
lot of festivals that you kind of wanted to, focus on, right? Fasting and all of that, puja. And even amidst all that, how do you take care of your goals? Was the focus, right? How do we
Yeah.
integrate your habits in such a way that it is a part of your lifestyle, which included all of these eating
Yes.
out, travel, festivals, and all of that, right? How do you feel now, Subhashini, after having completed 10 months of the program? How was your mindset before? How was your mindset today?
Earlier, always it used to be an alarm ringing, like whenever we have to go out to eat, or whether my weight is going to be like this, or is it going to increase? Am I doing right, or am I doing wrong? That mindset was always there. Now it is like more calm, and we are able to analyze any situation, approach any function, festival, or any dining out or anything with more confidence and more calmness. That's what I would tell. That really gave us a lot of confidence to eat the right way, I would say that.
It's so freeing, right, Subhashini? I
uh,
mean, to be in that space, that
right.
sense of food freedom, and also feeling like you are in control. The food is no longer holding control over you, or your external situation is not holding any control over you.
Yeah.
Fantastic work, Subhashini. It speaks volumes about your commitment towards improving your, body composition and towards your goals, and in this journey. So I really appreciate that. As far as beliefs and perspectives, what were you holding on to earlier around food or weight loss?
I think there is a lot to talk about this, but I would definitely tell it in brief. About food, we always used to think, because as I told you, I have researched something. So always we used to think that rice is bad for health, carb is bad for health, and so many other things like that. Okay, you only should eat other things, only live on vegetables or fruits. And you gave us that correct way in which we have to choose the food what we want to eat, and how to eat the food mainly. That is the most important thing you told us. So those are all that confidence, and you broke a lot of myth what we had. So that was good for me. And sorry, what was the other question about?
So perspectives, any perspectives that you are holding on to, beliefs and
Yeah,
perspectives around
correct.
food and also weight loss.
Weight loss. So the first one is about food, I think I've told. And about weight loss, as you told, weight loss is definitely everyone wants to, maintain their ideal weight or something. But if we get overly obsessed about it, or keep on thinking about that, I think we will lose our peace of mind, and, constantly be in a worried state. So you really helped us how to handle that. So that was, very liberating for me, not to worry about weight loss all the time, rather to build good changes in my behavior, in my thinking, in my patterns of everyday life, so that, over a period of time, it will be beneficial for me, and not to focus about weight loss all the time. So,
Wow, you really are in a very happy space, Subhashini, with both with food as well as your scale weight. For the benefit of the audience, if you could share one learning that you had during this journey about how to handle your mindset around weight loss or your scale.
how to handle about? Sorry, it was.
Either your mindset around weight loss or scale, how did you actually tackle it? What did you have to, what skill did you actually have to focus on?
Positivity is something that really helped. One thing is positivity. Second thing is accepting your body as such, whatever it is, and not finding fault with it. Instead of finding fault, try to accept your body, and be positive about. See, you're doing correct things, so wait for your body to take it and give you some returns.
Wow, acceptance is definitely a big thing, and I'm so happy you're in that state, Subhashini, where you're able to accept your current situation, and at the same time, like you rightly said, it's not like you're complacent. You're
Yeah,
still doing the efforts that is
correct.
needed to help
Yeah,
you move towards where you want to be, but it doesn't have to come from a negative space.
Correct.
in terms of self-critiquing or being very judgmental about yourself, hurting your mind space, being very critical about your body. It can definitely come from a space of acceptance. And I'm so happy in the 10 months that you have reached that spot where
Uh,
you're being very kind to yourself, compassionate to yourself, and
yeah.
still making changes every day towards where you want to be. Fantastic work, Subhashini. Thanks for sharing that. Now, let's talk about your eating habits. What has shifted in terms of your habits?
Um, Habits first, I would say that there were a lot of myths which were broken by you, like, don't eat. There are many people who say that eating carb is bad. Of course, we need carb to, have our energy during the day. So that was really something which you gave us some confidence, what to eat, how to eat, how to also, prepare food, how to be ready with your food so that you are not left with very minimal options when you're really hungry or something.
Mm.
You gave us a lot of ideas how to keep prepared, so that you can always have some nutritious as well as good food what you like. See, nutritious food and also something which you like, not something you eat out of some compulsion or something. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I always bring this up when you're craving to eat, something like a samosa or something.
Yeah.
Eating cucumbers or broccoli is not going to cut it for you, right?
Many times I've asked
What?
you, I want to eat an ice cream, but I'm planning to eat it only after I hit this weight. You used to ask me, why do you wait for that? Now you have the ice cream very happily and you work very well towards achieving that weight. That's what you used to tell me. So nobody, even I have not never told myself, okay, just go and eat the ice cream. I never can tell myself. But you were very confident. You told me, oh, why do you have to restrain yourself from eating the ice cream? Go and have it. That's
Absolutely. I remember that conversation too, Subhashini. So what you're saying is the planning and the prepping efforts really helped you in terms of anticipating hunger and being ready
yeah.
with the choice rather than just winging it. When you
Mm.
have a plan, you rarely deviate from it, right? So
Yeah.
it's very important to have, you learned the skills to plan, prep ahead, anticipate hunger, have a list of go-to foods that you can lean on in case hunger were to strike, right?
Yeah.
And also in terms of nutrition, what changed, Subhashini?
I was not very much aware about vegetable protein because me being a vegetarian, I wasn't aware what are all the protein options available for vegetarians. But you really opened the eye. There are so much of options available for vegetarians in protein, and you told me how protein is important in to also keep the hunger away, but at the same time also fulfilling and nutritious for us during the day. So that was very helpful. And, exactly like meal plating, how to, what kind of vegetables to eat, all that you really helped me. That really, gave a lot of freedom to choose what kind of food we want to eat.
Hmm. So the nutritional awareness that you gained in this journey was useful because it was a flexible eating plan. You could basically choose from any of the sources that you wanted, that you really enjoyed. I think
Mm.
there was a lot of importance on eating the food that you enjoy. Because if
Right,
you think about this as a journey, you're going to do this for your entire lifespan,
right.
right?
Yeah, exactly.
And unless you really enjoy what you eat, it's not going to
Mm.
be sustainable. So the foundation was about building long-term sustainable habits that is going to stick with you for life, which meant that doing things that you enjoy, eating things that you enjoy,
Correct.
right? And learning to do that in moderation, which is what you continue to keep bringing up in our conversation today, is
Yeah.
how to eat it, right? So can you talk a little bit about the skills that you learned about how to actually eat the meal?
I think I have to start from the beginning. You gave me a lot of small tasks, like how to approach food, and like if at all you are very hungry, how to approach food, and how to if you're not that much hungry, how you should eat, and how long you should eat. All those skills, it really helped us to. As I told you, it really helps us develop a state of calmness. It's not like you go somewhere and come home and you're very hungry, you start eating whatever is available in front of you. It's not like that. So it really helped us master all these skills. I would say not master, but at least learn in a better way. That's what I would say. So all these things really helped, to meal prepping and then planning the meals ahead, as I told you. So that something is there when you feel really hungry, you can go for a good nutritious meal rather than eat something which was just available. So those kind of things, it was really useful.
Super. So let's talk about your relationship with food, Subhashini. Before the program, how was your relationship with food and where are you today?
Relationship with food was very bad before the program because I always used to doubt whatever I'm eating is right or wrong. And the next day I used to weigh in the weighing scale thinking, oh, okay, whatever I ate the day before was not the right kind of food. Always that confusion was there. And
Mm.
after the program, I understood that not any food is very good, not any food is very bad. It is how much you eat and how you eat. That's what matters. And we were able to choose it well.
Wow, you've really imbibed the learning so well, Subhashini. Makes me feel very, very proud today. The way you're talking,
Yeah.
it's like resonating my language. Very, very happy to see that. Now, as far as relationship with your body, how do you feel you progressed since the time we
Mm.
started?
There was see initially there was not much weight loss. So during the program, slowly only the weight loss was there for me. But there was a lot of inch loss, and everybody whom I met, they used to ask me lost. I mean, lost a lot of weight. That's what people used to ask me, and you really made me understand that that is also very important. See, only the scale doesn't matter. Even the clothes, if they are able to fit you loose and you are able to do certain, see earlier when I was exercising, certain exercises I was not able to do, but now I'm able to do some of them. And earlier I had knee problem when I used to do squats and all.
I remember initially, right, when you joined the
That
program,
is
you were
not
suffering
there
a
at all.
lot.
Yeah, yeah, I had a lot of, because I had some minor problem in my knee 2 years back, and that was there for a long long time. So I wasn't able to do some of the exercises which I was supposed to do and I wanted to do, but I wasn't able to do. But during the program, I improved in those things. So those are also important improvements which you can achieve. Not only weight loss, everything is an improvement. That's what that mindset I was able to feel happy about.
You can say that one more time, Subhashini. This is kind of like
Uh,
the big concern for everybody. My weight's not
yeah,
going down. The number is not an accurate indicator of your progress at
correct.
all, right? It is
Exactly.
just
Yeah,
one of the markers of progress. When the
exactly.
scale is not moving, your body is showing or responding in many, many different
Some
ways,
other way. Yeah,
right? I mean, only when we are mindful
exactly.
and we
Yeah,
start observing these small
very
changes
true.
will we understand that the program is actually working for you. It's the progress markers that we are wrongly focusing on rather than the
Exactly.
progress not happening at all, right? Progress is definitely happening. We just need to zoom out and take a holistic
Correct.
view of how else are you changing. Your clothes fitting you better definitely shows you are losing fat. It's not
Yeah,
body like water or muscle, right?
yeah,
So your strength and fitness improving definitely shows you're improving, right? You're progressing towards where you want to be in
yeah.
terms of not having these aches and pains, being rid of any kind of injuries
I was
and
able to
staying
do
fit.
certain exercises which I was not able to do earlier. For example, to do a plank, which I was not able to do earlier.
Mm.
I was able to do well. And see, there were so many other improvements which I was able to achieve. Not only weight loss.
Fantastic, Subhashni. I mean, these are all things that you will miss noticing if you were just obsessed about that scale, right? And put a film
Right,
over your
right.
eyes. And, fantastic work. Thank you for sharing
Yeah.
that, Subhashni. Now, relationship with the food is something that we talked about, relationship with the body, relationship with your scale. How was your relationship with your mind, Subhashni?
There was a positive note which you wanted me to write and read it every day morning. It really helped
Yeah,
me
the
because to
affirmations,
start a
right?
day with a positive, yeah, to start a day with a positive note is something, it really gives us a lot of happiness during the start of the day itself. When something starts well during the day, the rest of the day also, you really feel happy. And next day again, you are going to do that, start again with a positive note. So those kind of positive attitudes towards yourself, it really helps. And always you used to tell, okay, if you're not able to do when we are working out or when we are going for a walking, even if you're not able to do that many, try to do at least a little bit. That really,
Yeah, move away from the all
that's
or
really
nothing
positive.
thinking, right?
Correct. That is something, it's like எனக்கு வந்து ஒரு தாரக மந்திரம் மாதிரி something, all or instead of all or nothing, do something. Something is better than nothing. So even even if see, nowadays it's raining every day. So even if you're not able to go and walk for 1 hour, just do at least 10-15 minutes inside the house, or just climb the stairs, something like that. So that is always better than nothing at all.
Hey, thank you for sharing. And I remember this recent episode that you had shared, and I would like for you to share that for the benefit of the audience. The one day that it
Yeah, yeah.
was extremely stressful for you. Can you just share that,
Yeah.
Subhashini?
So I had some kind of work pressure. Like I had some very serious issues in my business, which was like really sitting on my head, and I just went off to sleep. Okay, because I regularly walk or work out during the mornings, but the next day morning I woke up a little late. I found that it was raining very heavily. So I thought, okay, just let me ditch the exercise today, and let me try to figure out the problem in my business and try to correct it. But then other part of me told, okay, at least even if you're not able to go work out,
Yes, Subhashini. So you were saying about your episode the other day.
yeah. So I just woke up in the morning and found that it was raining so heavily. I thought of going out for a walk, but then it was not possible. And then I also do some workouts at home, which my trainer gives me. So I thought I will just not do that day because it was already becoming late or something. But then other part of me to go and do at least 10-15 minutes inside the home, whatever you are able to do. So I just started, and as it I watch the rain outside. That's something which I really like, watching the rain. So I was able to watch the rain from my window and also do the workout. So what started as something which I thought of doing only for 10-15 minutes, and then have my everyday routine. Then I almost completed the entire work. So only the initial that starting trouble was there, but once we started, it all went very well, and we were able to I think it resonates with everyone. All of us will be able to feel that. Once we start, we
Yeah,
really want to exercise fully. Yeah.
yeah, and
Not
everybody
leave
will
in the middle.
definitely kind of connect with the problem, which is a very, very common thing. Any kind of stressor shows up, the first thing we want to do is
Yeah.
give up on our efforts in terms of our
Correct.
goals, right? So
Yeah.
the other important thing is this happened recently, much after the program. So
Yeah.
which shows that you're
Yeah.
able to sustain those habits, you're able to sustain your mindset in terms of going away from the all or nothing thinking about small habits, what action can I do that is under my control, and just do a small action and see how that goes, right, Subhashini? So Subhashini, what would you say helped you prioritize yourself amidst juggling so many things? I mean, work, home, and all of that. How were you able to prioritize yourself?
The thing is, if we don't do any workout or, all that, not only workout or other aspects of our, well-being, like, not eating the correct kind of meal or whatever. The thing is, that time we might not worry about it, but after some time we really feel bad that why did I give up? These things are bound to happen every day and all that. That kind of bad feeling creeps in. So it's better that you
Mm.
prioritize yourself and feel happy rather than regret later, why I didn't do that. See, when you're off mood, you really feel like giving up everything and, trying to just do whatever is possible at that moment. But if you give a little bit of positivity in your mind, I feel that you feel very happy after the outcome. That's what I feel.
Fantastic reflections there, Subhashini, in
Yeah.
terms of how it used to be and how you reframed your thought process and started showing up more for yourself because you felt
Yeah.
that it kept you in that happy space, which meant that it would reflect in every single thing that you were doing after. right? If you
Correct.
take care of yourself, you are able to take care of people much better around you,
Yeah.
as well as do really well in your professional space as well,
Yeah.
and keep the stress really manageable, right?
Yeah.
What was an aha moment for you in terms of learning during this program?
To be very frank, first aha moment was when you told me that there is no particular restriction in any food.
Okay.
Because
Nice.
I was very particular about it, because I cannot follow any, eat only vegetable, eat only chapati, that kind of routine I can never follow, because I want to also enjoy food, but at the same time have proper control so that I don't overdo it. So I was very particular. So that was a big aha moment for me. Second thing was when you showed me that weight loss is not the only goal in life which you always have to look into. There are other aspects which you always have to measure it as a success. Like if you are able to have a positive mindset about it, and if, as we discussed earlier, if you are able to lose inches instead of weight, or if you are able to do things better in some way, like better kind of exercise, and if you are able to do higher counts, if you are able to walk a kilometer more, all those are also improvements which you should you know um, think about. So those were all the aha moments for me.
Nice. Super. Thank you for sharing that. So, Subhashini, specifically in your journey, what would you account as non-scale victories that you have seen overall?
Sorry, not the I didn't get that
Not
word.
the non-scale victories. You're talking about how the progress beyond the scale was
Correct.
important to you,
Yeah.
right? So, can you tell me in all the different ways in which you have transformed beyond the scale?
Yeah. So non-scale victories, first thing is you made me realize that no food is very good food, no food is very bad food. So you always, we have to approach it in the correct amount, or the correct way of eating or whatever. So that was one learning which I had. And second thing is the positivity about food, how to approach it, not like guilt feeling. Instead of being a guilt, person, you can see, nobody can live without eating their happy food or that favorite food, right? We are not sannyasi or rishi to always eat some, only leaves and all that and live. So we definitely want to have our favorite food, but not to have it with guilt. So that was one learning. And second thing is the positive mindset, and how to come out of that stress levels. Not to stress too much about food or exercise or weight loss and all that, but take it as a part of your everyday routine. So those are all the things. A lot of positivity I learned during this program. That's really comforting for me.
Very nice, Subhashini.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing this. What are all the different ways you think you have progressed apart
Mm.
from what you have shared already?
Yeah. So, Konjo, I've developed some kind of, anxiety levels are less, being worried about something all the time, not only about my looks or the food what I eat or about my weight, also about anxious about so many. See, that might be like a stressful moment, but tomorrow, when we it might not be something very important to stress about. That anxiety levels I have improved upon. And also always, like, I'm not doing for to my fullest potential, I'm not being very regular. Instead of those negative mindsets, something positive, like, okay, I was not able to do a walk for 1 kilometer today, at least I walked for half an hour, that's good enough. So those kind of taking positive out of some situations, those
Mm.
are things which I think I have learned during this
Wow,
course.
this is huge, Subhashini. Thanks for sharing this. So the shift away from what is not working well to what is actually working well right now, right?
Right.
It's
Yeah.
very normal and human to always look at what is not going well, right? And to feel stressed about it or feel, obsess about those things. And by doing that, we miss out on the little things that we may be doing which are actually helpful,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah.
So you're
Exactly.
able to look at a situation from that lens and that perspective that, hey, you know what, maybe this is not working well, but I seem to be doing this pretty well, right? Or actually, it's not a zero altogether, maybe I'm a 2 or a 3 in this area, how can I improve? So improving, looking at it from a growth perspective, a proactive perspective in terms of what action I can take rather than being very reactive and feeling like a failure. Right, Subhashini? Beautiful work. And let's talk about deep health, Subhashini. And before we get to deep health, I wanted to ask you, how would you say your mental strength and resilience has been during this journey? Because many a times it is put to task, right? Lot of setbacks happen, lot of temporary low moments happen, and even beyond that, we are kind of dusting off and treating the new day as a, dusting and cleaning off the slate and starting afresh and treating every day as a new day. How do you feel about your mental strength and resilience?
It has really given me a lot of calmness, I would say. So another, the mental strength has improved a lot. It's not that today if you're not able to do certain things, tomorrow also it's going to be the same, something like that, that kind of mentality, and rather than being worried about, oh, okay, today why I'm not able to do, instead of that, you try to do as much as you can, as little as you can, and try to do it better the next day. So those kind of things really worked. And mental strength in the sense, like, I was able to have better, I was able to take control of my anxiety levels uh, with not only food or exercise or, weight or whatever, other things also. This really helped me in tackling the everyday situations better.
Wow, really amazing. So resolving or kind of working on practices that helped you eat better, you are able to manage the rest of your domains much better,
Also better,
because
yeah.
this is no longer cluttering your mind space anymore.
Correct,
There is
yeah.
so much clarity that comes out of, okay, this is what I want to be eating. No shoulds. This is what I want to be eating at this time, and this is how I want to eat. So putting you in a very empowering space, right, where you hold the control, and thereby it reflects in every other area of your life, right, Subhashini? And also I really liked what you said there in terms of, hey, this is how much, as little as you can, how can you do as little as you can, rather than putting yourself, give or kind of giving, trying to do as much as you can in terms of a lot, and putting again a lot of stress load on yourself. Instead of a zero, how can I do just a little bit, right? Brilliant work. So let's talk about deep health, Subhashini. Our program is not just focused on physical health. We focus on all domains of a person's life so that they are able to thrive in all of these domains really well. So you're going to give me a number, or two numbers actually, on a scale of 1 to 10. You're going to give me a before number and an after number, or not an after number, I would say a number now, right? So what was your number in your physical domain before you joined the program, and where are you now?
Physical domain meaning how do you feel physically?
Yeah, so physical fitness, strength, biomarkers in terms of your blood markers, physical well-being, energy levels.
So I would say that earlier I was 6 and now I feel like I'm somewhere around 8.
Wow, nice. And mental domain, Subhashini, in terms of alertness, focus, mental clarity, a sense of calm.
The same thing. I would say somewhere around 7 I was earlier, now I'm somewhere around 8. Always there is scope for improvement. You can always improve in life. Not that this is the end of it. We definitely have to keep on improving. That's what motivates us, right?
Absolutely. And in terms of emotional domain, Subhashini, emotional regulation, emotional stress management, how did you do before, and how are
It
you
was
doing
very
now?
stress management earlier was very bad only. I would say somewhere around 4 or 5 I was earlier. Now I would rate somewhere around 7 to 8, 7.5 I would say.
Wow, big deal indeed. A lot of work has gone into it, or rather what we have worked on has reflected in your emotional space a lot, right?
Because thinking about food or exercise, those kind of stress is really kept at bay. It is not no more a big stress.
Yeah, things that you have control over, right? I mean, there are many things that we don't have control over, right? Which we do learn to kind of apply the skills we learned in terms of emotional regulation and try to take care of that. But at least the food is no longer a big source of stress for you, right? Relational domain, Subhashini, in terms of relationship with people around you and with yourself, in terms of your body, food, scale, mind.
Relationship with people are always has been good for me. Like always used to have a good relationship with. I have a close set of people, family and friends and social circle also. I always have a good relationship with people. So that is somewhere kind of been constant. With myself, I have really improved. That's what I would say. Earlier, if it was like always finding fault about what I am doing, now it is like, okay, you did something better. Okay, this week, okay, even if I didn't go work out for 5 or 6 days, okay, at least 4 days I did. The rest of the days I did a bare minimum, at least walking inside the house or walking during my work or something. I was able to do that. Okay, that's good enough. So I wasn't finding fault with myself. I was able to appreciate the smaller things which I did.
Mm. So you're noticing a shift in your narrative, right? The way you spoke to yourself, the self-talk has definitely changed to someone who's a friend to you, right? The
Yeah,
self-talk is no longer critical. You're your own friend. You're being
yeah.
very kind and compassionate to yourself. So what number would you give yourself in that domain, Subhashini?
I would say 8 now.
And before?
Before it used to be like I was very critical of myself. It used to be 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
And environmental domain in terms of a conducive environment for your goals, how do you feel about it?
That's always been good for me. Nobody never used to tell me like I should do this and that and all that, or nobody used to refrain me from doing all this. So that has always been constant.
That's
Environmental,
a
yeah,
big blessing, Subhashini.
that's a great blessing for me, definitely.
Yeah. So
It
not
was
everybody
me
has
who
that
was finding
luxury.
fault. It was me who was finding fault with myself.
And
Yeah,
that has definitely changed for the better, right?
yeah, yeah.
Awesome work. And in terms of existential domain, you're an entrepreneur, right? You're having to put in a lot of energy towards your work. So how has um, your transformation reflected in your professional space?
I feel more confident in handling things, and always there are certain many aspects in for a woman, like a family is there, career is there, children, of course, children are part of the family, and then also the social circle, and you also want to enjoy yourself. So everything is important for us. So earlier I used to feel okay, I'm good at work, I'm taking care of my, but how about taking care of myself? I have not been that successful. That feeling used to be there, but now I feel okay, I'm doing what best I can for myself. Definitely, it is going to show me some progress. If not today, it's going to show over a period of time. So I'm happy with the way what I'm doing.
Awesome. And if you were to imagine the scenario, Subhashini, like if you were to look at yourself in the mirror,
Mm.
who did you see before? Who are you seeing now?
It's always me only. But only thing is, earlier it was me with a kind of critic, always telling, "Oh, okay, this is not okay. That's not okay. You have to reduce, all that." But now it is like, okay, whatever you are the best person. Learn to love yourself, and try to motivate yourself to do more rather than finding fault. Try to accept it and try to do better. That's what I feel now.
Wow, amazing. Thank you so much for reflecting on that question and answering. And I also wanted to ask you if you were to go back and talk to that old Subhashini, right?
Yeah.
10 months ago, what would
Hmm.
you tell her?
I would have told myself, why did you waste so many months or years trying to find fault with yourself rather than accept what you are and try to understand that you are a wonderful person, and you see, not that I'm working out only now. I've been working out for so many years. Only thing is
Mm,
that it didn't work out for me due to various reasons. So I will definitely would have scolded myself for being very critic about me. That's what I
mm.
have done. Yeah.
So the efforts were there. It's the today you're a new person mostly because of the shift in your mindset and the way you're looking at yourself.
Yeah,
That has
true.
changed, of course, along with many other skills that you have learned. But the most important transformation has been in the way you're looking at yourself,
Yes,
right,
yeah.
Subhashini?
Mainly about the weight weighing machine. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So let's talk about some feedback about your coaching experience. How do you feel about your coaching experience, Subhashini? And what was the best part about me as your coach?
So the thing is, see, when I started the program, I was very clear, I will not be able to do something like very restricted diet or something, because we also have to work. See, during the day, we need energy to do our work. That's very, very important. So I was very particular about that. And then, I had heard a lot about you and I've seen your social media pages. So I was happy with the way you were working with your clients, like on a one-on-one basis. So I was very particular about that. And during as you started, you took a lot of feedback from me, like, how I was feeling, what exactly I was looking for, all that. And you never gave me any set of instructions to follow. That was, something which I really liked. Do this, don't do this, all that. You never gave me anything. You always asked myself to, try to accommodate whatever could be possible in my everyday routine. That's what really helped me. And during the course of the program, always you are helping us with, lot of guidance with respect to, how we should approach food, what we should do. And, even if we are failing in some aspects, how to improve on that. You are always hands-on available. And that was really helpful for me. And the most important thing I forgot to tell, you motivate us like anything. Whatever small improvements we do, whatever small success we achieve, you are able to, recognize that and motivate us. That is really something which was, I think that made me go a long way.
Wow, thank you so much.
Motivation is something is really good.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that, Subhashini. And what skills of mine stood out for you as a coach? Like, what were you looking for in a coach, and how
Yeah.
did my skills kind of match up to that?
Okay, so what I was looking for is, somebody who will not give me a lot of instructions to follow. So that is, something which, I didn't have the time or mind to do all that, But you were very accommodative in finding out my requirements, and you gave me small kind of improvements in my everyday activity, which I can easily incorporate so that I can, practice them over a long period of time. So that was one. Second thing is you were, very positive, giving us a lot of positivity and giving good feedback about what we are doing, and always there to clarify any small doubts we had. That was very nice for me. Yeah, it really worked well for me.
Thank you so much, Subhashini. And what feedback do you have about the conversations that we used to have? How did you feel about that?
I'm very happy with the way it progressed. In the beginning, I didn't know you that well. Like, we were total strangers when we started. So I was not sure what I was signing up for. In fact, initially I was not even, but I had total confidence seeing all your, post in social. In fact, I even asked you, am I going to do that kind of weightlifting or something? I told you I wouldn't be able to do that. You remember?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember that. I
Yeah.
said, "Don't worry, Subhashini, you will do what you enjoy doing."
I was worried if I'm going to do all that deadlift and all that. So, all that kind of doubts were there in my mind. But over a period of time, you did a lot of talking about what I feel, and, all that. You had a patient hearing to whatever we wanted to talk about. So that was good. You
Thank you.
approached everything positively. You never told, oh, why you're doing like that, don't do like that. So, you never told those words at all. You were patiently hearing whatever we want to tell, whatever the, small and big doubts, whatever we had, and whatever misconceptions we had, you cleared everything. So that all guided throughout the program.
Thank you, Subhashini. Really appreciate your feedback. And I want to ask you, what would you tell someone who is thinking of working with me and is hesitating to make this investment in themselves? What would you tell them?
I would definitely tell people, please do invest in your health, because this is for a lifetime. So that's what I would tell. If you're particular about your good health for a long time, for your life, then please do invest in your health.
Any other final parting words for the women who are watching this video, Subhashini?
I don't think we are parting. I think we
No,
are going to
for
continue for
this
a long, long
video,
time.
yeah, just for the sake of this video,
Yeah.
if you have any message that you want to give the women who are watching.
Yeah. So I would like to tell that please prioritize yourself and please don't be very, critical about yourself. Please be positive and, try to do everything for a lifetime, not for today or tomorrow or 1 month or 3 months or whatever. Let's try to do, I'm also part of it. So let's try to do for a lifetime whatever habits we can. Yeah.
Well said, Subhashini, and really hit it on the head in terms of doing something or joining something for the sake of building habits for life and not for the life of the program or for
Yeah.
today or tomorrow or a short span of time, right? This is about
Yeah.
learning the skills so that you are able to keep with it for the rest of your journey, feeling confident and empowered without the
Incorporate them in
support
your
of
everyday life. Yeah.
exactly, and without the support of anybody. That is how we want to feel, right? When you join a program, you want to learn the skills so that you feel empowered to do this, take on this journey by yourself, be independent, be confident, and most importantly, be in control of your environment and any situation that you may face. That is the kind of space that you want to be in, and that is the mission of this program as well. So really appreciate your feedback and for sharing your journey with me through the 10 months and recounting the journey with me today. Amazing, tremendous job, Subhashini. And you're going to go places both personally as well as professionally. And I wish you the best. And this
Thank
is not a goodbye. You know that. My
Yeah.
doors are always open. Anytime you can always reach out. And that is a promise that I give my clients, both past as well as current clients. I'm always there. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Subhashini. Really appreciate it.
A lot. Thanks a lot. And I'm very happy that, I've got your good guidance, for these past several months. And I am sure that's really going to help me always to plan every day.
Thank you, Subhashini. Best wishes. Take
Thanks a
care.
lot. Yeah, you too. Thanks a lot.